The first thing I'll do is just have you introduce yourself, say your name. Oh, go ahead.
Am I in the way?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I may have to. Do I have to say Elizabeth instead of Tiny?
Eh, well, what you can do is say Elizabeth Tiny, but Elizabeth Cadotte, but everybody calls me Tiny. Or if you just want to say Tiny, that's fine. It's whatever you like.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start with just having you introduce yourself.
Oh, now?
Yeah,
What we were talking about now, was that on or already?
it's on, but I'll be able to edit it,
Oh,
so it's no problem.
uh, my name is Elizabeth Tiny Cadotte from Redcliffe. And I lived here all my life. And I went to school. I didn't go to school in Bayfield, the grade school. I went to way out in the country. They called it Carver's School, way out. Because of my dad. First, my dad was in the pulp, cutting pulp, and he was there. And then I went to school, high school, in Lawrence, Kansas. Went to Lawrence, Kansas. It was a government school, so the government paid whoever wanted to go to school there from around here, here or nearby schools. They paid their way the first year. And they would pay your way back home after you graduated on the fourth year. So I stayed there, and while I was going to school down there in Kansas, I was good friends with another girl, and Rebecca wanted me to go home with her. So I figured, why go home? I can always go home later. So I said to Rebecca, let me think about it for a while. I'll tell you sometimes today. So I started thinking. And I thought, well, there goes my way back home, because we were supposed to get, if we stayed there 4 years, then we'd get our transportation back home. And here I was going to leave to go to Nebraska with Rebecca. So I thought, well, I can always go home some other time. So I went to Nebraska with Rebecca, stayed with her and her parents. So while I was there, Rebecca went looking for a job. So I went with her, and I was going to work too. So I got a job down there too. But I didn't stay very long. I came back home, and I didn't stay home very long. I went to Cloquet, Minnesota. I had a couple of aunts down there. I had relatives, and they let me stay with my aunt. My Aunt Lizzie let me stay at her house. So I got a job down there for a while. A couple of years I was at that. I forgot what the name was. I think I want to say balsam wool, but I don't know. Balsam wool, I think. Yeah, I think it was balsam wool or something. And so I worked there for 2 years, I think it was. And then I came back home. After home a while, I went to Duluth. So I lived in Duluth for a while with another girlfriend. And I got a job at that, I can't think of the name right now. But, so I came home back, and all this time I was going with one guy. And he came from Haskell too. He came up from Haskell looking for me. Because at Haskell I was his girlfriend. And so when he came, I ran away and I didn't want to see him. Because I had another boyfriend. Anyways, I stayed in Duluth for a while. I don't know how long, maybe could have been a couple years too, I don't know. But then I finally went back home. And I started going with a guy. I met him at he was a lot older than I was anyway. He was about 15 years older than I was. And started going with him. And then after a while he asked me to marry. And so I said it'd have to wait a while because I would like to see the priest. I said I would like to get married by the church and because I was a Catholic. And you have to wait quite a while before that priest marries you. So anyway, we got married. And we lived in Redcliffe then. And we had 3 kids. I had 3 kids by him. Oh, I forgot about our first marriage. A long time ago when I was younger, I had 3 kids. So altogether after we got married, I had 6 kids. I had 3 boys and 3 girls. And as of now, they're still living. They all got good jobs. And I'm just a foster grandparent. So.
Now, when you lived on the reservation, your memories of gardening, did you garden yourself?
No, I didn't. I'm not a gardener. I don't go for that. But my dad always, every summer, had his garden. He had enough stuff for my mother to can, because she didn't go for the vegetable garden. She always had a flower garden. Beautiful garden. She liked flowers. I like flowers too. I like them. But I would never work in the garden. I don't. That's not for me. I just can't do it. But she had beautiful flowers. And then one day there was some woman talking to my mother while she was in her flower garden. And she says, and then my dad came outside to see who the lady was. And they were talking, and she said, I was just admiring your wife's flowers. She said, they're beautiful. And he said, yeah. They're beautiful. She's got beautiful flowers. But who can live on flowers? he says to her, I got a garden way over on this side of the house, he says. You didn't come and say they were beautiful, he says. And he said, but you're coming here and talking to her with her beautiful flowers, he says, and nothing to me. And what I have in my garden, he says, is going to be for the family. He says, I got 6 kids, he says, and we got to have vegetables and stuff to put away. And she cans, my wife cans, she says, but she don't can any flowers. She cans a lot of the vegetables and stuff, she said.
What kind of vegetables would your dad grow?
Well, he'd have potatoes, carrots, rutabagas, cabbage, and radishes, onions. He used to have a good-sized garden with stuff like that. And Mother, she even canned potatoes. So when the potatoes, when my dad would dig up the potatoes that are on those roots, like the potatoes, and there would be little potatoes, little round potatoes, I suppose, you know. If you left them in the garden, they'd grow bigger too. But she'd take those potatoes, wash them, clean them, it's good. And she even canned those potatoes. She canned the potatoes too. So Dad had a garden every year like that. And
Did your dad hunt as well?
hunt?
Mm-hmm.
No, he was not a hunter.
Okay. Because I've heard stories of tribal members that would can deer meat as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people did. I think my mother canned some when somebody gave her some, quite a bit.
Right.
But she did. Well, my dad wasn't a hunter. He could not kill a animal.
Right.
It wasn't in his blood to kill animals.
Why do you think the tradition of gardening was lost? There was a time when everybody had a back garden.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did that go away? What happened?
I really don't know why it went away or not. I think a lot of people, that are not well off, just ordinary people. I think they depended on like relief orders and stuff like that. There was always some kind of a thing that you could get and you could even go ahead and ask for clothes, from different people that, or if you couldn't afford, the family couldn't afford any of that stuff for school, then they got some kind of an order from there, from some company, not company, but some organization, some organization. So I don't know why I think that's what I think it's about.
When the Cadotte program started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cadottes, when that started and you got your stuff in Cadotte, it was practically everything that you could have. Or if you went to the store to buy, your groceries, really had the money to buy this and buy that. And that's what the commodities had. So, I had a friend that liked to sing. I don't know, maybe you know him, Frank Montana.
Yeah.
Well, he made a recording of commodity food. And he said that we had nothing to eat, He in his honor was stuff like that, and he sang that and wrote that. But he said you could always get your commodities. Yeah, I got. He gave me one of they're those little they're not the wrong ones. They're when they tape it. It was just a little. I forgot what they call them now. Can't think. Gosh, when you're 89 years old, what the heck?
When you had the gardens, was there a favorite recipe that your mom or dad would make from the garden that you really like to eat?
Well, the pickles, I used to like the pickles, the dill pickles. She made dill pickles, and she made relishes from cucumbers, and I don't know what else she put in there. And she did a lot of beets. She canned beets, because everybody in the family liked beets, and tomatoes. She canned tomatoes too. She canned just about everything my dad planted, except for radishes and onions, little onions and stuff. Dad wasn't planted, but she canned everything. So my dad knew that with 6 kids, who can buy groceries with 6 kids, and that's
in the future with families. Do you think it would be maybe a good idea for them to return to doing some home gardening?
Yes, I would, but it wouldn't be me because I didn't like it when they had it a long time ago when we were kids. But I thought I don't know about the people that are married and have a family. I don't know if they would like that because it's factory work now. It's all factory. It's all that they go to work for. They don't have to go and dig the ground for make groceries.
They were saying that part of the problem with everybody's so used to buying everything from the grocery store, but you don't really know where it came from or how it was grown or what's inside it.
Yeah.
Whereas growing it in your own garden, you know where it came from because you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, Mother always boiled her jars. She boiled her jars, sterilized them, and that's before she had any kind of food.